This episode, I am cozied up. I have like the ambiance going, if you will. This episode is a fun one and it's been highly requested by the female audience. And I'm letting you fellas, my dudes out there know this episode is definitely more for the girls. It doesn't mean you can't benefit from it. There's probably some things you could learn, or before you exit out, it would mean a lot. I know you guys have someone, that special lady in your life, or whoever loves beauty and skincare and the outdoors, has something coming up, or you just want to do something nice for them. You may be able to find them some products or recommendations in this episode for them. You know, a little like, you listen, I needed that. How'd you know? Or before you leave, please send this episode to someone that you may think will love an episode, all things beauty outdoors for summertime. I'm calling this episode, I always say I live by the like high maintenance, low maintenance lifestyle, meaning put forth a little effort, you know, one day a month, one day during the week. So then I can just be low maintenance, roll out of bed and feel good about myself. And that is what we're going to discuss, is getting that summer glow for a low maintenance beauty and skincare routine for this summer. I'm going to break it down into skincare and then also into kind of beauty hacks that I have for you guys, some of my favorite products to use for that high maintenance, low maintenance life, specifically for summertime. And then also some things I like to take with me when we go on our backpacking trips, whether this is a scouting trip that we're going on, or like I said, a backpacking trip. Like this is stuff that I brought with us when we went and did Kings Peak here in Utah, and then also Robbers Roost. So it really is like going for, let's say, 5 days, what I would realistically take in my backpack when I am concerned about how much weight I'm going to be carrying. So without further ado, let's get into it. Like I mentioned, I'm going to break this into segments. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is skincare. And this again is related to summertime specifically. When it comes to the skincare, the makeup I'm using, things like that, I'm liking to keep it light, simple, hydrated, and I'm not necessarily worried about scent because I'm not currently hunting anything. I may be on scouting trips, but at this time, I'm not concerned about anything to deal with scent. And I will tell you up front that I'm all about some clean products, as you've heard before. And I also have some that are not so clean because I just know life would be a lot to handle if I was trying to nix out everything. And I think there's a time and a place for stuff. So just keep that in mind as we go through it. So let's talk about skincare when it comes to summertime. These are products that stand up to the sun, the sweat, swimming, and dirt, because it is going to be Memorial Weekend. And that's why I figured this episode would be a great one to go through and record now, because I know every time before Memorial, whether we're going to be scouting or we're going to go set up trail cameras or we're going to the lake, I always love to kind of do some of these things just because it's not feeling like glam. It's just feeling ready to go and be like beach ready, lake ready, if you will. And so this is my skincare that I love. I tried to bring in as much as I could, but I'm telling you, I was like, I have to put all this shit away. I didn't bring in everything. But I will put, if you're watching, the pictures of stuff here, and then I'll also link stuff as always in the show notes or on the podcast website. Or if you have a question, feel free to DM me and be like, girl, you said this, where do I find it? And I'll be sure to let you know. Most of it will also be linked on our Amazon. So thanks for supporting us. I get a teeny tiny commission off that, but it helps support the show and our adventures. So the first thing I want to do is look for either like a coconut oil, or if you're into using sunscreen and SPF, I look for something that's zinc based personally. There's a lot of things that I try to avoid when it comes to sunscreen specifically. I have found that have you heard like the whole theory on not overusing sunglasses so that your skin, or so your eyes can then like regulate your body and your skin with the sun? It's very interesting. You should look into it. But that is interesting. So I do have glasses that are not, I used to love like a dark black sunglasses that like I'd call my RBF glasses. I still love them, but one, it's hard for overcast days, and two, this I'm finding I don't feel like I'm burning as often. Anyways, that was a tangent. That was not even on my list. Hi, welcome. We're just shooting the shit together, okay? So a SPF. We also found a sunscreen, and that's why I'm wishing I had it in here. I think it's currently in our fishing bag. I have like a fishing backpack, specifically a fishing swimming bag. And it's one that I found with last year with Rivers because we're very specific on when he needs to keep his grafts good and sunscreen. And then also he obviously they're sensitive and he has sensitive skin in regards to that. So we found one that's an Aveeno lotion and it's made for the face and body sensitivities. The ingredients on it are really great. It's zinc based and it's an Aveeno one. We really like the way that it goes on. It doesn't burn his eyes. And I'm finding that I really enjoy this too because it doesn't feel like overly sunscreen and greasy to where you're like shit sticking to you. Because when you're outdoors, the last thing you want, if you're like me and have a little of the tisms, you don't want stuff sticking to you as you're making your way through the woods or as you are out in the sand. And then my other recommendation for your skincare, and this is something that I noticed, especially like after I had Rivers, I was getting really bad. What is that called? I was getting really bad dark spots all over my skin. I specifically had like, I should see if I can find it, a really, really dark patch. I mean, it was like, if you're watching on YouTube, it's like a thick like, inch by inch or longer patch right across the top of my forehead, almost into my forehead line. And this was something that made me pretty self-conscious because like I mentioned, I love nothing more than be able to roll out of bed and go play and do stuff. And like I just wanted to not have to worry about makeup, but I was feeling like I was wanting to hide under it because it was something I was self-conscious about. And as time went on, I learned a lot about just taking care of my skin. And so most of the time you will see me outdoors with a hat on. And that is just like one of the most simple things you can do is find a couple good hats that you love. It totally can make an outfit. I think they look super cute with a bathing suit. You can dress them up, you can dress them down, however you want to do it, but a good hat. I love a good baseball cap. Can't go wrong with it. And that is something that will always be making it onto my trip. Whether, like I said, we're going camping, boating, fishing, on a backpacking trip, scouting, whatever it is, I think that is the way to go. And then as far as skincare goes, you can always get something that has like a good facial mist if you are going camping or like I said, you're not backpacking in somewhere. A good facial mist with electrolytes or aloe is really great to help after being out in the sun all day. And it helps prevent dryness, which is super common. I like Utah. It's funny. I find myself being like, it's super dry in the wintertime. Make sure you wear your lotion. And then summertime hits and you're like, you're super dry in the summertime. Make sure you wear your lotion. And obviously the elements just are changing with the air. And then also like as we're getting out, getting in the dirt, in the sun and all that. So I really enjoy as far as I talk to you about taking care of my skin through that process of taking care of my skin and noticing the dark spots. The next thing that I really tried to focus on was making sure I was cleansing my skin properly. And this is something that I like having on hand is micellar water. And they make micellar wipes. So you can throw those in your backpack as well. That is my go-to for a quick cleanup, and having those in a bag is awesome for like your fishing bag, your swimming bag, whatever. Just when you need like a little bit of refresh and you can feel like that gunk piling up, because a lot of times even going on scouting or wheeler rides, like it is amazing even if you're in an enclosed vehicle or side by side, how dusty and grimy you can feel. And just making sure you're taking care of your skin just through cleansing it itself goes a long ways. So I highly recommend keeping micellar water wipes or whatever kind of cleansing wipes you want. I personally prefer the micellar water and the ingredients that are in there. That's kind of on the go. I'm going to show you what it is I use. Obviously, backpacking would be different, smaller. We're aware of this, but I'm going to show you the skincare that I use and kind of a tip that I have found over the last couple of years that has helped my skin, because I should find a picture of it and see if I can post it. I'm sure there's one on my Instagram. One, I was having a lot of food intolerance issues, which was causing really, really bad cystic acne. And then two, I just genuinely wasn't taking care of my skin like I should, doing like a double cleanse, cleansing it at night. I can't even tell you, like now thinking about it, now that I've been in this routine, how many times I used to take really, really good care of my skin in like when I was younger in high school and into my early 20s, and then mid 20s, my skin just went to fucking shit. And a lot of that was I was not taking care of it and I figured out my intolerances. But even once I figured out my intolerances, like I really wanted to fully take care of my skin. Like I know what it feels like to have your skin aching and like it hurt and like just like tapping on your chin and having cystic acne to where like you can't even get any relief of getting anything out of it is awful, and then getting the scarring. So I really went on, I hate when people say this, but like a journey on fixing it. And this is kind of my tip for you if you're like, trying to get into skincare and you're wanting to or you're like just like shit, I could wash my face more. I used to go to sleep with my makeup on all the time, and now it like makes my face itch thinking about that. And like I told you, I also was wearing way more makeup because I was then trying to hide it. So it was just like this endless vicious cycle, and also wearing makeup that my skin wasn't tolerating. So here is my tip. That was the long-awaited way to say here's my tip. I have now made a place in my nightstand that is my skincare drawer. And I love having it there because I would find we'd get in bed, we have a TV in our room, and that's like Cody and I will unwind, we'll read a book, we'll watch a movie. We usually end up watching a show or a movie together. And as we're doing that, I'm sitting there anyways, I might as well do my skincare. And it's like one of my favorite ways to unwind at night. You know, I'm big about routines around here. And so that is a routine that I have made. And just having that in my nightstand, like there's no excuse to not wash my face as I lay there. You know? And I'm someone that like the ADHD in me, right? I like doing something with my hands while I'm watching a show, and it's just like the perfect way to unwind. So that's my tip. Put your skincare in your nightstand. And I have it so much so to where like I can double cleanse in my nightstand, which makes me sound really lazy, but I love the whole vibe of it. Then I'm not missing out in the bathroom and my sleeves aren't getting wet, la di da di da. So here's what I have in my nightstand is I keep a whole bunch I use baby washcloths, and I keep a stack of those in my nightstand. Obviously, I wash them and I just rotate them out, but I like to keep a stack for the week in my nightstand. And then with that, I have my micellar water. A little ASMR for you. Do you guys love ASMR? It's like I love ASMR. Micellar water, I keep that in the nightstand. Use that to cleanse. I'll cleanse off my makeup, and then after that I'll go through and I'll cleanse off the day, if you will. And then this is something new that I've been using. I realized when my skin was really, really happy and healthy, I was using a toner. And I found this one at the drugstore. So a lot of these are drugstore recommendations because I love again, how I like high maintenance, low maintenance. I also like high budget, low budget. We're all about balance around here. And so this is one that I found and kind of going through recommendations. And this is a CeraVe hydrating toner for normal to dry skin. It hydrates, removes leftover residue, and helps restore the protective skin barrier. This is what like kind of sold me. One, it's a toner. And like a toner it tones the skin, and it like helps with what's inside here, like tighten the pores. It has 3 essential ceramides. It has hyaluronic acid and niacinamide, if I'm saying that correctly. And I personally, my skin really loves like a hyaluronic acid. So my micellar water has hyaluronic acid in it too. I'm 36. I'm just trying to like keep my skin plump and happy. And then this toner has it in there too. So I'll cleanse with micellar water twice. Sometimes I'll like cleanse in the shower and then come out and cleanse with micellar water, if you will. I still like using all this stuff even after I've showered at night, if that's the case, you know. Showered at night, come through, I'll cleanse with that, tone with my toner. I'm using this all on my washcloth. And then I do have different serums that I love. And you guys heard me mention the hyaluronic acid. So I have a hyaluronic acid serum, and I always loved the scene in The Blind Side when she's like sitting at her desk and she's like, her vanity, and she's like putting on, that just seemed so like glam to me. And now here I am sitting in my bed with my own version of a Tim McGraw putting on my skincare routine. So I have my hyaluronic acid. I also have one that I just ran out of and I actually threw it away. It's a brightening serum. And then I also have that I didn't bring in as well. And then I have my lotion that I'll go through and use on my face. And for lotion, I use a Vanny cream. Not so much lotion. I like a thick lotion. And then I just feel like by the time I'm like glowing and glistening and I feel hydrated and it feels amazing. So that is my skincare, and that helps me stay cleansed. It's dramatically helped my skin a lot. I've been able to go through and help the tone of my skin. I no longer have the big splotches on my forehead anymore. That's been years in the making, which is awesome. And then I also have retinol cream too, if that's correct. I'll have to look at it. And that I use like 3 times a week before I go through and add on top of my serums and my lotion. This is stuff that I will take with me into a camp trailer when we're traveling, wherever we're going. This stuff goes in my suitcase and it fits. But now you've seen if you're on the YouTubes, and you can imagine, you guys have all seen like the sizes of, you know, wash and toners and serums. What do I do if we're going on a backpacking trip? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Here is my bag. It's a Mountain Ops bag. It's been to some of the highest points in Utah and all over the place, so it looks a little rough. But essentially, this is just like a toiletry bag. And this fits more than just like my toiletries, if I'm being honest. Like there's stuff in here. I still have moleskin in here. I have medication, some coffee stuff. So I can put my stuff in a smaller bag, but this kind of just is my go-to bag for it. And if it can't fit in here, it's not going in here. So this is what I use when we go up. So I have a bunch of these small little containers, thanks to my mother-in-law. She's the best. Small containers that I can put lotion in. You can just get travel size. So I will take what it is I have and put it into travel size if they don't make a travel size of it. So that one's actually just a big thing of Aquaphor. It's always handy to have. Through my makeup stuff, my makeup suggestions in here for summer. So hang on. Pause. Roller shut would not go in there. So like I mentioned, inside of here, I would then have micellar disposable cleansing wipes. Those fit in here fantastic. You could go through. Honestly, I don't think I would bring a toner just because I don't want anything leaking in my bag. So I'd probably go without my toner and be so excited when I got home to put it on. So I'd cleanse my face, and then I would for sure have a travel size lotion. And again, I would make sure that that was a cream. I actually had like a smaller lotion. Here's my deodorant, just a travel size lotion. And I would have it in like a thick cream, so then I could also use it for my body as well. And then you can see I have my travel size deodorant and then medicine. And I would obviously go through, because you guys have seen my backpack before, and like decide what do I need and not need, because I already have a medicine thing. Lip balm. And then I do have a hairbrush, and it's a compact, fun little hairbrush. If you guys are listening, it's like the size of a makeup compact. And then inside, oh cool, it has my hair cupid. It has a mirror, so I don't need a mirror for any reason. And then pushes out and pushes in, and it has a brush on there. Then I have a way to look at myself, brush my hair. And then as far as like, what else do we have in here? Dude wipes, always cleanse yourself. A hair tie, moleskin, like I said, coffee. These little disposable toothbrushes were really, really awesome for backpacking, by the way, and they're just nice to keep in your truck or your purse. So that's what I would put in there as far as skincare stuff goes. When I'm packing my bag to go on a backpacking trip, I am being so fucking for real with myself. Like, what am I honestly gonna use, and what are you really gonna use? We don't need full glam. I'm gonna be wearing a hat. It's gonna be hot. I'm gonna have my hair pulled up. So I just need a way to cleanse off the day, put lotion on, because my skin personally needs the lotion. I don't like feeling dry. I have a thick thing of Aquaphor. And then something that I like to take if we are going to be taking makeup that fits inside of here, and I'm going to talk to you a little more about all this, is I would include something like a brow gel if I'm feeling crazy, and then also a CC cream. And a CC cream is awesome because I like the It Cosmetics one, because it's got 50 SPF in it, and it just gives like a nice little tint. So that would fit in there. So that's all I would be taking for makeup. Is honestly, when we went and did Kings Peak, that's what I took. What did I use for my face? Washed my face with wipes, put on lotion. I had chapstick, I had CC cream, and I think a brow gel. And I called it a day. If you follow me, or Cody for that matter, on social media, hell, even just listen to our gear recommendations on the show, you have heard and seen this company numerous times. That's Sheep Feet. Sheep Feet is known for customized orthotics to your feet and your boot. Each pair of orthotics they make is different and 100% custom to each person's feet. Their process gives them a precise replica of your foot, which allows them to make high quality orthotics specifically for you. Each pair is handmade and constructed in the USA. I'm telling you, having Sheep Feet in your boots, you like don't know what you're missing until you have them. And then you're like, how did I ever do anything without these? It makes a huge difference to up your gear. And now they have my favorite hoodie of all time. It's been decided. It's official. The Hideout hoodie. You have seen me in this probably too much, but I don't really care. I'm just going to keep wearing it. I have it in black, which is my go-to, and also green, which is perfect for the mountain. I love this for a hunting lair or honestly just day to day, especially for the gym. The hideout pocket honestly is what sold me at first. It is Sherpa lined and also water and wind proof, making it a built-in hand warmer. Mummy likey. Crafted from durable grid fleece, it keeps you cooler when moving and warmer when you're not. It has zipper pockets to keep items secure and a fitted high zip hoodie for added utility. It's real perfect to hide from the wind or just when like you're over for the day feeling a little emo from all the people, but I really do like it to go up high over for the wind, and it has comfortable thumb holes. If you know, you know. This is perfect for hunters who love versatility in a single piece of gear, no matter the season of the hunt. Sheep Feet also released their stealth bombers last fall, and these are the ultimate stalking and hunting shoe. You're definitely gonna want to check these out now before it gets too close to bow season. These are a hot commodity. Plus, they have some other awesome apparel like shirts and something coming down the pipeline that I'm excited to share with you guys when it drops. We've been lucky enough to be field testing some of it. Listen, don't settle for anything less than custom. Be sure to check it all out at sheepfeetoutdoors.com. They have hooked you guys up with 10% off too. Plus, Sheep Feet are HSA and FSA card approved. Go to sheepfeetoutdoors.com and use our code RECKONING for 10% off. Again, that's sheepfeetoutdoors.com and use our code RECKONING, RECKONING, for 10% off your next order. So speaking of beauty stuff, now that we're kind of like on to makeup, like I said, like to keep it for real when you're backpacking on stuff. So keeping it simple, what do you need? You're stunning regardless, but it never hurts to like have a little tint, you know? Here's some of my field tested beauty stuff that actually works against the heat, the wind, the dust, the sweat, all the adventures. And here's my thing when it comes to people being like, makeup doesn't belong in hunting or the outdoors. Oh, get fucked. It's one of those things. If it's not, I think if it's not going to be detrimental, you're not putting time into getting your makeup on when you should be hunting, then like it doesn't matter. If I feel good, I move better, I'm more confident, it's one less thing to worry about, and I'm good to go. It doesn't have to be glam, it just has to be intentional and what makes you feel good. So here's some of my makeup favorites, again, specifically for summer, so for camping, being outdoors, if you just want to like zhuzh up a little, you know, like you've been, like I crave it so bad. Is there nothing better than like fished all day, you've floated in the tube, you've played with the kids in the sand, you've got like just a nice little, the sun's kissed you just a little and like you can kind of feel it, and then you go in and like, you know, you want to get a little zhuzh up, you're feeling real good, like look a little good for yourself, for your man. These are things that I love. Let's start off with like the high maintenance, low maintenance end of this. I get asked all the time, what lashes do I love? The first thing I will say when it comes to summertime, I am someone who really loves, this is like my go-to like checklist, right? Of like, if I'm not feeling 100 and I'm kind of just like, you know, when you're just, meh, you know, or like, no. I ask myself, when's the last time you tinted your eyelashes or your eyebrows? Especially being blonde, my eyebrows and my eyelashes are not this color. They're so blonde that like my face just gets lost. It helps pop my features. And so let's say for some reason, I'm not giving any advice on what to do. But if you were to wander into Walgreens or something and Just for Men's happened to drop into your cart and you brought it home and like you decided to mix it up, and then the next thing you know it accidentally fell on your eyebrows and like carefully onto your eyelashes and you left it on. And the nice thing with this, if it accidentally fell on and you like kind of maybe put a little Aquaphor on because we're taking care of our skin, and you just put Aquaphor around where like you didn't need your skin tinted, left it on for 5 to 8 minutes and then washed it off, I think you'd be really excited with like what a happy accident took place, because now you kind of have that like your features are popping, your eyebrows are popping, your eyelashes are like a little darker, making those beautiful eyes pop, and like you're a little bit of a siren and you're just like a beach babe at this point, you know? So just for men's, if that ever happens to fall into your cart, I yeah, I think that's a great alternative. So that's what I have on my eyebrows is the Just for Men's. I'm not gonna lie, I left this on too long. You see this guy? Right? His hair, like if you look at him, like that's okay, that's my roots. I was like, we'll be fine. It'll match my roots because my eyebrows are much, much lighter than my roots. And whoa, I was slightly shocked. So don't forget when you have this, don't leave it on too long. But that's a really great tip. Something easy, costs like $8. The shit will last you forever. And like I said, there's a bunch of tutorials on YouTube and TikTok on how to tint your eyebrows. So if you find yourself wanting to kind of like not have to fill in your brows, if you're like me, you are a victim of the early 2000s and overplucked eyebrows. I really enjoy this because as I've been growing out my eyebrows, trying to. It's amazing just what tinting them does. You'll be surprised. I think you might be surprised how much fuller and more eyebrows you actually have. They're probably just a little bit blonde if you're a blondie like me. I know some people don't have this problem. But so that's one of my favorite high maintenance, low maintenance things is just keeping my eyebrows tinted and my eyelashes. Another one is, and it's linked on my Amazon storefront, there is a really fantastic kit for eyelash perming and also tinting. And it comes with like all this stuff, all the instructions. It comes with like little curler wands. You look so crazy doing it. And I like this one because one, your eyelashes will then permanently be curled up. Again, you may be surprised at how thick or how long your eyelashes are. They're just not prominently perky. If only I could buy something like that for my boobs on Amazon. But you curl it and then also has a black tint in there. You could do a brown tint again. Just a little tint goes a long ways. And these few things just kind of help again accent what the good Lord gave you and make it pop. And I love nothing more than just having like a tinted brow, an eyelash, and a good tan and running around for summer. And these just make it easy. You just feel good and ready to go. So those are some of the things I'll be prepping for this summer. I really like doing that when we are in the midst of summer because one, there's nothing, I know you're not supposed to, but like I love rubbing my eye, you know, like a little baby, rubbing my eyes with all my allergies and then not having to worry about eyelashes. However, I'm going to tell you, because I do get this question often, what eyelashes I use. I have tried them all. I started with like Lashify, which is very expensive, great product, but I think there's more affordable options for what it is. And I have found one that I love again on Amazon. So this is a great option just to go with like a more, I have them on today. I wasn't good enough to put them on. So they're not crazy. It just gives you a little eye opener, one less thing to fight with, eyelashes. So these are like, tell you what, there's some things people field test for the outdoors and hunting, and I have done a lot of those. How many people have field tested eyelashes? Me. I have hiked these bad boys through windstorms like you couldn't believe. I have took them on side-by-side rides where boat rides, you guys know where you're feeling the little butterflies flutter on your eyes. These are amazing. They stay in place. I do like these because I don't think they look like caterpillars on your eyes. You could definitely build them up, make them really easy. They have different style types. I'll list one. This is the Natural Lash Cluster. This is $8 on Amazon. 8. It comes with all these different sizes. As you can see, it comes with the glue and then it also comes with tweezers and the glue and the bond. And these last anywhere, I would say like 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how you do them. I usually don't go past a week just because I don't like them feeling dusty. So they're super easy to put on. On Instagram, I do have I believe a reel of me putting them on. I could do an updated one if you want the map that I'm wearing now. I like kind of a natural lash, make my eyes pop, but also give like a little bit of a cat eye at the end. So I have starting at the inner corner of my eye towards my nose, I have a 10, then I have 12, 12, 14 on the end. That's it. And so this will last me a couple months, which is awesome for $8 on Amazon. You can't go wrong. It's a great way to try and learn and do. And that is some of my favorite high maintenance, low maintenance stuff. And then also when it comes to high maintenance, low maintenance, you can't talk about that, especially going into a holiday weekend like we're going into, without talking about a tan. I personally, my favorite tanning solution, and I've talked about this before, is the Shoal tanning. If you want a full rundown on how to do the best, longest lasting spray tan, I do have an episode on the podcast. It's probably a couple years old. And then I also have a few reels and TikToks actually showing you how to apply the tan. We get real close and personal. But I like the Shoal one. That one you can find on Amazon. It is a little more on the pricey side, but it's because the ingredients are really good. It's a professional grade. If you don't know, I used to do spray tans professionally, and the ingredients are good. It's long lasting. It's a beautiful dark color. I found one, you guys, in a pinch because the one was sold out. And then I was in a pinch, like something, we had an event or something going on. And so, like, I just ran to Walgreens real quick, found one. It was a Saint Tropez one, I think. No, it's the Australian brand, Bondi Sands. It was a Bondi Sands one. Put it on. It's like, oh, it's not bad. Like, it wasn't my favorite application, but like for time being, whatever. Although it cost me, I think, more than the Shoal one, which, whatever. You guys, when I tell you, it stained my toilet seat. Stained it. Cody's like, why in the hell is our toilet seat turning pink? And I'm like, that is from my tan. He's like, it is amazing you still have an ass. I'm like, I know. It is absolutely bananas. Stain that. So, anyways, I digress. This is one I wanted to give you guys an affordable option. So, Shoal first and foremost. But then, who doesn't love a good old Walmart find? Us. I love this tan. It's pretty comparable, I would say, color wise to the Shoal, and it's buildable and it's very affordable. But again, because of that, ingredients aren't the best. I love a violet based tan. It's going to give you that deep, dark brown, chocolatey tan, if you will, not like bronzy. And if you're someone that is really pale, I suggest getting a violet based tan because then you're not going to turn orange. So, hot tip, but I go all in on depth on that on another episode. This is the B-Tan from Walmart. I've seen a bunch of these at Walmart, and it's a mousse tan and it's a darker violet base, and it says it knocks out the orange tans. And you can layer this tan. It's just a mousse. Use your glove, pump it on. I think it's a 1 hour self tan, so you could wash after an hour. But the time I did it, I left it on overnight. I applied it like 9 o'clock at night, got up, washed it like 7 o'clock the next morning. So almost 12 hours. And I had a beautiful dark tan and it lasted. If you do all the things to take care of your skin, then it will last. And then when it comes to the glorious time when you no longer need to apply a self tan, which is my favorite time of the year, I really like there's an oil that I get again off of Amazon, and I think it's like the Brazilian. I'm gonna butcher it. I just posted a picture of it on Instagram, but it's the one I've used the last couple years, and you only have to use it a couple times, and the next thing you know, you have the most beautiful natural dark tan. And my tan lasts a long time into winter time with this as well. And it's just like a really great oil. It's got coffee in it, which is really great for your skin and tightening. And I like wearing that as kind of my lotion oil, if you will, come summertime to capture that. I have gone so off track from my brief, in case you're wondering. Sunless Tanner. Did we even talk makeup yet? No, we haven't. Okay. Welcome to being my girlfriend. Makeup stuff. So you heard me mention makeup kind of briefly when we talked about what I would bring with on the trip. I'm realizing it's not lost on me how pale I look, and I'm in a sweater talking about summer stuff. You guys, Utah got a really cold storm come through, and the lighting, I have my studio light on and it's like washing me out. Anyways, okay. So when it comes to makeup for summer and just like low maintenance, we're going camping, we're going scouting, you just again want to like a little refresh. Sometimes all you need is that spray tan, some tinted eyebrows, some tinted eyelashes, and you've been doing your skincare. So that's the most important thing I think with all this is the skincare is you have the canvas to work with. That makes all the difference. Speaking as someone who had to work to get the canvas, okay? But now you want to get a little zhuzhed up, if you will, and you want something light, refreshing, great for getting on the boat, not cakey, or going out, going on hikes, scouting, and just feeling ready. So this is the CC cream. It's by It Cosmetics. Wow, it's like really bright on the video. So it's the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus It says it's color correcting, full coverage cream, which I would say more like medium coverage, anti-aging hydrating serum, and its broad spectrum SPF. It says on the back that the active ingredients is zinc oxide and the purpose is sunscreen, but it does give a good tint. But I would say it is like medium coverage. They do have another one of these that is a light coverage if you want more light. But like I said, I just really enjoy being able to put this on. It kind of just evens out the skin tone of my skin, and I know that it's got great ingredients in it, and this has been my go-to for all of my different hunting and camping trips and backpacking trips. Like I said, this is what I brought for my face SPF on that, and I apply this. I think it tells you to apply it with a brush. I personally like using a beauty blender, so sue me. I took a beauty blender with on my backpack. So beauty blender would apply this because I just didn't want it all on my hands. You could easily use your hands. I just didn't want to. And then I have found this recently, probably like 2 months ago, and I was super stoked on it because I wanted a cream bronzer because as we get into the summer months, it just feels better to have something hydrating and creamy on your face. Girls know, right? And I found this Physicians Formula Butter Glow and Go. What a fun name. And so it's this duo stick and it has a cream. I knew I was going to hate holding this mic. Why do I always do that? I hold it to you guys like as if you're going to try it. It kind of smells like summer, which we don't need, but that's okay. So it has a cream bronzer on one end, and then the other end is a blush. I don't think I've used the blush because I'm not a blush girl. I'm not. But it's there if I wanted it. And the color I ended up getting was Sunkissed Rose. Yeah, sure. Sunkissed Rose is the color I got. So I really like this because honestly, two things, and you've got little coverage and a little bronze. You could blend this out with your beauty blender. I have been using, that's what I would do if I was backpacking with it, just so I was only taking one thing. But at home, I have been using a brush just to kind of like dab it out versus like I'm not blending, like brushing it out. I'm just dabbing it out. So there's a hot tip. That is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow and Go in Sunkissed Rose. If you didn't want to apply any kind of CC cream or bronzer, you just wanted like a little glow and a lotion, this would be my recommendation is the L'Oreal Lumi Glow Lotion. And I have it in Deep Glow. That's like a dark one for summertime. I know my sister really enjoys using this for summer. And this has been one of those things that like I'll just apply when sometimes you just don't feel the need for makeup, but you want like a glow. So it is a lotion bronzer duo. It says natural glow enhancer. And this is also really fantastic if you wanted to put under your foundation first as just a little zhuzh to the face, because sometimes you may have like a tanner body and then you've been wearing your hat and taking care of your skin and maybe your face just isn't quite as tan as the rest of your body, and this is a really great glow lotion to put on there as well. So this is a really fun option, I think, just to keep in your bag or your purse after you've been out swimming and you need a little bit of lotion on and you just want that little pick me up. It's really beautiful, again, with you've got your brows tinted, your eyelashes tinted, or your lashes on, and then throw on a little glow lotion, and girlfriend, you're good to go. The next thing, after we've already talked about 1,000 times how we've tinted our eyebrows, right? I think if all you have is a CC cream, a bronzer, or your glow lotion, the next thing for me personally is I have to tame my eyebrows. And it's amazing what doing that can do for me personally, because if I don't like kind of brush them up, they're just like a stick straight across or like grandpa monster craziness. So these help keep them in place. I like the Got to Be Glued. This one you have to be careful with because if you do apply too much, and I've done this more times than I would like to admit, is it can kind of like glue them to your face and then they're like kind of shiny, and I don't love that. So do be careful with this, but this is really awesome one for if you're going to be going out long day. Let's say you're going boating or side-by-side riding and you don't want stuff moving, this shit will not move. It works really great too to like lay down your hair if you've got it in a slick back ponytail. So Got to Be Glued, this is a really awesome one. And then this one is another affordable option. I will say it is softer. So this is the e.l.f. one. Let's see, brow laminating gel, which I think that's kind of deceiving. I felt deceived after I bought it, but it's more like a pomade is the best way I can describe it. As you can see, it's white if you're looking on YouTube. The other one's clear and is like a true gel. This one's more like a pomade. It's a little more waxy. It never quite dries. I like how, again, be careful with this one. I like that because it is like a pomade, like I feel like you can readjust things. However, I do feel like as time goes on, this kind of balls up and you can see little white flecks in there. So this would be for just a couple hour use, but it's beautiful. It's pliable. Where this one, like once you have it there, I say lay it where you want it, then go through and kind of brush it up. That shit's not moving. So those are my brow gel recommendations. So just to recap, super easy stuff. Do your brow gel. There's also a really great NYX one that is which I think it's in my truck. It's a brow gel with a tint combo. So that's a great option. You've got your glow lotion to kind of give you a little nice little glow underneath, your CC cream just to even out your skin tone and add on your SPF. And then you go through, you got your cream contour stick and you're going to buff that out. And now you look glowy and beautiful, easy, effortless. And this kind of combination doesn't make it look like you have makeup on either. It's just, again, Hansen what you already have. Because you stunning, girlfriend. So that's my makeup. I knew that was going to be a long time because I'm a rambler. Ooh, speaking of makeup, I also got asked this. Wow, there's a theme here. This has hyaluronic acid in it. And this is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. And I have it in the shade Ice. And I really, really, really love this. It gives a beautiful sheen that I have on. It is a little more tinted now thanks to my lip liners, but that's a really great gloss that doesn't taste like high school either. If you know, you know. When you're keeping it simple too, you saw I do like the Burt's Bees chapstick, and then I like using Aquaphor. And there was the Laura Mercier? They have like this thick rose balm. That one is amazing too. But those are like my go-tos for keeping your lips hydrated. And also, they say if you put hyaluronic acid on your lips, it helps keep them plump and young and youthful, and we're all for that here. So that is my summer high maintenance, low maintenance skincare and makeup stuff, my faves, if you will. And then we kind of hit on this already, but I talked about taking care of the canvas. Obviously, you heard that through skincare, right? And with skincare, I will say there's obviously, and I want you guys to know this, and I should have started off with this. One, I'm not a professional. And two, like no skincare is built the same for everyone. So it really kind of is figuring out what your skin loves and what you need. So I would definitely go through and see what it is you love. I ended up going to a dermatologist, kind of talking to them and then figuring out a lot on my own, quite honestly. But things you can do to fuel your glow from the inside out, right? Skin benefits from electrolytes and being hydrated. So that is something I always told my spray tan clients was like, make sure you're hydrating your body from the inside out. Staying hydrated will make sure that you have fewer dry patches, puffiness, also just like you can tell when your skin's dehydrated and dry and gross. So obviously making sure you're staying hydrated with things like electrolytes. Bone broth is really fantastic. It helps replenish collagen and minerals lost in sweat. You've got your electrolytes. Mountain Ops makes a fantastic electrolyte. It's called Hydrate. They have delicious flavors. So if you're looking to go through and make kind of a fun summer drink, I always say take a Hydrate and mix it with like a Pellegrino Grigio. You can stack it with a Ignite Light, and it's just a delicious little summer mocktail, I guess. And then making sure that your skin is hydrated with. Have you guys gotten on like what do they call it? Like Black Girl Shower Talk, where I love that they're like they're like my vanilla friends. Let me teach you how to hydrate your skin. And it's like layering and making sure that I'm finding so many people get out of the shower and they're not putting on a lotion or a cream or an oil. And so making sure that you are keeping your skin hydrated, I think is super important, especially as we get out, we're out in the dirt, we're swimming, we're in the chlorine, we're going through and getting like that wind burn too can really affect the skin. So making sure that you're keeping a lotion or cream, and possibly I'm really liking doing like a cream and then an oil on top of that for your skin. And then obviously keeping your skin hydrated and healthy from the inside out. I'm going to have to mention this at some point. Is it a reckoning episode if I don't bring up nutrition at some point? Because that made a huge difference for me. But making sure that your skin and your energy are sustained so that it's feeling good. You're not dealing with itchiness, dryness, patches, pilling, all the different things. Things that are fantastic for your skin is protein, things like your red meat, your fish, especially those omega 3s. And then don't forget the healthy fats. Your skin loves healthy fats. So, avocados, nuts, wild game. That's why using something like coconut oil or tallow is really fantastic for your skin, which 10 out of 10 recommend those. I still want to make tallow. Maybe we should do that this summer. It could be like a little summer science, if you will. And then obviously doing things like berries for the antioxidants is super important for your skin as well. And I think when it comes to hydration is you just saw me maybe at the beginning of the episode with my hydro jug. Love my hydro jug, especially for all the adventures. If you don't have one, it doesn't leak. And I love that like it keeps ice for a long time. I love this because I can throw it in the boat, throw it in my bag, throw it in the side by side, wherever it is we're going. Obviously it's not going in my backpack, but keeping your skin and your body hydrated early on versus waiting until the end of the day when you have a headache and you're like, why do I have a headache? Oh, I've done nothing but drink coffee today. So make sure you're hydrating, not just when you're thirsty or you're realizing you haven't had your water today. Makes a big difference too. These are my summer high maintenance, low maintenance beauty must haves. I didn't even get into hair stuff now that I think about it. That's okay. Wash your hair like once a week. I don't have a lot to say about hair care. Do I? Maybe. We're not going to get into that though. I usually end up washing my hair and then I don't know. We'll do another episode on that if you guys want. I will say products that flopped for me that I did not enjoy, that Bonnie Sands Sunless Tanner. So, it stains your toilet, which means it stains your clothes too. And who fucking knows what it's doing to your skin? That's kind of terrifying. I got the Rihanna, it's a cream stick. It's a CC stick. And I saw raving reviews about this. I absolutely hate it. It makes my girls know, like when you can feel the makeup on your skin and like, ugh, I don't like that. It was supposed to like smooth your pores, do all the stuff. I don't like the Rihanna. I'll put the whatever it is. I still have it in my makeup bag for whatever reason because every once in a while I'll be like, oh, I'm going to try it again. I just need to throw it out. I hate it. What other product flops did I have? Product flops. You know what I'm learning as time goes on? Like, I don't need to follow the trends like that Rihanna stick. Why can I not say it now? Like that Rihanna. I'm friends with a monster under my bed. I'm learning like, if I like something, why change it? Like I liked my CC cream, why change it? Yeah. So these are things I will be doing. We're going into Memorial weekend. I just applied my lashes, honestly, just because it's a crazy week. I am looking forward to in the next couple weeks going through and tinting my eyelashes and giving my eyelashes a break from these. I will be tinting my eyebrows again and I will be applying my CC cream. I'll be taking that Aveeno sunscreen with us and then I'm definitely going to be lathering up in that tanning oil that I was telling you guys about. It like tints your skin. Oh my gosh, this is the best tan ever. I'm gonna be lathering up in that, and I'm gonna have my Kindle load up with a good book. I'll probably have my thermosol going, my dog there, my drink full of water, probably a mocktail to the side, and then bowl of meat and some berries and sitting by the campfire. And I can't wait. I have no idea what we're doing for Memorial yet. But I hope whatever it is you're doing that you enjoy yourself, you embrace the high maintenance, low maintenance lifestyle if that's what you're into, or maybe get to try some new fun products, or maybe start a skincare routine to where you're just feeling like you're taking care of your skin. That is something that I would tell my younger self that I wish I would have known was take care of my skin sooner and kind of have that little skincare drawer, if you will, to kind of sit and do my skincare with. And then if you are backpacking somewhere, I would love to see what it is you take with. Are you raw dogging it? Are you like not going to wash your face at all? Or do you at least take a rag to wash off the dirt for the day? I'm just so interested. in what it is that you're doing, where you're going. Are you guys going scouting? Did you guys draw out anything cool? Utah draw results are out. I got an archery tag, so that's pretty badass. Archery deer tag, baby. I will be getting ready to be loading up shooting my bow more and getting ready for that. But I hope you guys have an amazing Memorial Day weekend and you find some use in this high maintenance, low maintenance beauty stuff. Hopefully, you got an idea. I answered some questions of what it is that I personally am using and what I love. If there's something that you love and we need to know about for that high maintenance, low maintenance life, please let me know in the comment section. You can now comment on Spotify. If you're watching on YouTube, you can drop your comment below or DM me on Instagram at Brittany.long and let me know what it is I need to try. I would love to be able to add to this routine, or if there's something like, girl, you're not doing this for high maintenance, low maintenance, let me know. Kind of like, you know what I do want to try? The lip tint. I want to try that. Anyways, okay. Well, before I go on another rant, happy Memorial. Have fun. Be safe. I hope you're shooting the shit and enjoying yourself outside with those you love or by yourself. All right.